The reigning queen of social media, Ava Moon, is my childhood best friend. She texted saying she was out of body wash and needed to use my shower. Just then, I answered a call on her phone, a call from her rumored celebrity boyfriend, live on some reality TV show. "What's Ava up to?" he cooed. I froze. The next second, Ava, completely oblivious in my bathroom, yelled out, "Liam, why isn't this body wash my favorite strawberry scent?" The internet exploded. Turns out the glamorous, untouchable goddess, usually so aloof with men, was secretly shacking up with some boy-next-door type. I was yanking the curtain shut, phone in hand, secretly binge-watching Ava Moon's latest hit series when a knock echoed from my front door. I opened it, and there she was, the very same actress who just moments ago on screen was being relentlessly pursued by 4 different leading men. Now, she stood before me in a loose, pink sundress, her dark hair tumbling around her shoulders, clutching a bath towel and raising an eyebrow. I swallowed hard, discreetly hiding my phone behind my back, and frowned. "What are you doing here dressed like that?" Ava Moon has been my best friend since we were practically in diapers. Back then, I treated her like one of the guys, someone to hit up a concert with. Who knew that in the blink of an eye, she'd become the fantasy of millions. Ever since, whenever we're out, I wouldn't dare sling my arm around her neck and tease her about being a short stack anymore. I'm terrified her legions of fans, with their collective online fury, could digitally crucify me. If Ava knew I was watching her show, I can't even imagine how deafening her teasing would be. Ava tilted her head, peeking into my darkened apartment, a knowing smirk playing on her lips. "Got company? Is it a bad time?" I shot her a guilty look, feigning an attempt to wrap her up in a towel. She just grinned, arching an eyebrow and puffing her chest out slightly. "Something wrong with how I look?" My heart did a little flip-flop. I mean, it's the Ava Moon at my door. Nobody could stay completely cool. She pinched my side, and as I yelped, she slipped past me into the apartment. "I'm out of body wash. Mind if I use your shower?" I yelled after her. "Can't you just buy more if you're out?" The corner store went out of business. I just stared. It was definitely still open. Could she come up with a more ridiculous excuse? Ava moved fast, shutting the bathroom door with a click. The shower started, and I could hear her humming as she washed up. I let out a breath, placed my phone on the table, and turned to wash some strawberries for her. She always joked that I was scaring off all her potential boyfriends, and until she found one, it was my solemn, sacred duty to wash her strawberries, or else she'd break my legs. Suddenly, a phone rang. Without thinking, I picked it up. "Ava, baby, what are you doing?" A syrupy sweet guy's voice oozed from the other end. "Haven't seen you in ages. I miss you so much." Just those 2 sentences, and I could practically hear the winky face emojis at the end of each one. A second later, it hit me. I'd accidentally grabbed the wrong phone. Ava and I both had the latest Pear phone, and when she bought a case, it was a buy one, get one free deal, so she tossed me the spare. I hadn't paid attention and picked up her call. Glancing at Ava, still humming in the shower, I casually explained, "Ava's in the shower. Want to call back later?" "In the shower? Who is this? And how are you at her place?" The guy on the other end fired off a rapid-fire interrogation. How was I supposed to explain this? I scratched my head. As I was racking my brain, Ava's voice boomed from the bathroom. "Liam, why isn't this body wash my favorite strawberry scent?" I hastily put the phone down. "Why do you switch the body wash to melon-scented? You've got some nerve, kiddo, messing with my sacred, inviolable strawberry scent. This is sacrilege." Ava poked her head out of the bathroom, a cloud of suds on her hair, her face flushed pink from the steam. I cleared my throat unconsciously, fished a new bottle of strawberry body wash from the cabinet, and planned to pass it to her through a crack in the door. But Ava just rolled her eyes, huffing. "Liam, are you doing this on purpose again? Trying to sneak a peek, huh?" My cheeks instantly burned. What did she mean again? It was just that one time. Okay. Besides, I wasn't sneaking a peek. The summer after high school graduation, we went on a trip with some classmates. The girl sharing a room with Ava suddenly knocked on my door, panicked, saying Ava might have fainted in the bathroom. I didn't even have time to put on shoes before I bolted over. Turns out, Ava was just so comfortable in her bath that she'd fallen asleep. The moment our eyes met, I thought she was going to tear me limb from limb. I'd even mentally planned out where I'd be buried for my next few reincarnations. But Ava, who usually acted like one of the guys around me, all swagger and bravado, just blushed, wrapped herself in a towel, and scurried away. A forgotten memory suddenly resurfaced. So, Ava had thought I did it on purpose all along, and she still remembered it so clearly after all these years. I shot back, not wanting to seem weak. "Ava, what part of you haven't I seen before?" She reached out for the body wash, her slender, pale arm dotted with water droplets. Then, She flicked a handful of suds right in my face. You got a death wish or something? I shook my head frantically. After all, she still had those embarrassing photos of me in a dress from when I was a kid saved on her phone. Ava gave my chin a satisfied little pat, then ducked back into the bathroom to continue her shower concert. When she emerged, wrapped in a towel, I tossed her phone to her. Your adoring little brother called for you. And here I thought I was the one with the situation. Turns out you're the one with a boy toy on the side. So, when are we celebrating the wedding? Ava glanced at me while checking her call log. I'm single, flying solo, and fabulous. Thank you very much. She casually flicked her damp hair, a few water droplets tracing a path down her chest and disappearing into the towel. She tossed the phone aside carelessly and, with zero regard for her image, started devouring strawberries, juice dripping down her chin. Aren't you going to call him back? Not convenient. Later. My heart clenched. Was it inconvenient because I was here? The guy's voice sounded a lot like the male lead from the TV show she was in. The tabloids were having a field day with rumors about them. We sat on the sofa, the air thick with a faint strawberry scent clinging to her. Ava suddenly leaned in close. My new show, have you watched it? I instinctively started to say no, but she just arched an eyebrow at me. I shook my head vigorously. If she found out I religiously watched every single thing she's ever been in, she'd probably laugh at my grave. Don't I look absolutely gorgeous in it? All 4 male leads are totally into me. I wonder if you... Ava was leaning so close her face was almost touching mine. My breath hitched. I haven't seen it. I managed my voice dry. How would I know? The next second, she clutched her stomach, bursting into laughter. Liam, I got you again. You're so gullible. My heart nearly leaped out of my chest. For a second there, I thought she'd discover my secret. So, she was just messing with me. I let out a sigh of relief. But then, I saw Ava holding my phone, a playful glint in her eyes. Let's just check your watch history, shall we? The breath I just released hitched in my throat again. I shot out a hand to cover her face, the other lunging for my phone. Her arms weren't as long as mine, and she flailed, grabbing at the air. Short stack was still a short stack. But then, she stuck out her tongue and gave my palm a quick lick. While I was momentarily stunned, she tackled me onto the sofa. I could still feel the dampness on my palm as her entire body pressed against mine, our breaths mingling. I instinctively turned my head away, avoiding her gaze. Short stack, are you trying to take advantage of me? Her hair brushed against my neck, tickling me. Just as I was about to lose my patience and push her off, the door burst open with a bang. Ava Moon, I knew you'd be at Liam's. You're freaking trend. Brenda King, her agent, barged in, voice booming. She stopped dead when she saw us tangled up on the sofa, then let out a piercing shriek. You too, in broad daylight. What in the world? I seized the opportunity, snatched my phone back, and quickly tried to explain to Brenda. She was trying to snoop through my phone. I was just getting it back. Ava tucked a stray strand of hair behind her ear and glanced at me coolly. I was just checking up on him. Brenda's suspicious gaze darted between us. Finally, she plopped down on the sofa right between Ava and me and whispered to Ava, So, you finally landed him? Landed who? One of the 4 guys from her show? Or that clingy kid who just called? I pricked up my ears, ready to eavesdrop, but Ava stomped hard on my foot while forcing a smile at her agent. Unless Liam drops dead, that's no excuse for you to be barging in on us right now. Brenda rolled her eyes at Ava, then unlocked her phone. Ava, honey, you're trending. Ava trends all the time, doesn't she? Was this really worth Brenda making a personal trip? The next second, my eyes caught the flaming viral tag on the screen, followed by the search term. Ava Moon hiding her boy toy. My stomach dropped. Was I right? I couldn't help but demand of Ava, my voice sharper. When did you betray our sacred pact of friendship? I didn't. It's not me. I'm flying solo and fabulous. Brenda rolled her eyes at me this time, scrolling down her phone. Liam, you're the boy toy. Wait, why the personal attack? As Brenda opened the trending topic, I realized that the call I'd answer was from Cody Vance, the current heartthrob. He was on a live reality TV show, and the producers had dared him to call a friend on the spot and tell them, I miss you. Cody was the main male lead in Ava's show. The other celebrity guests started teasing, Cody's friend has to be Ava, right? She's usually so reserved. Wonder if she'll actually talk more to Cody. Ha ha ha. Cody cleared his throat, and the live comments section immediately filled with Ava Moon. Egged on by the other guests, he reluctantly dialed Ava's number, and then, well, why just experience happened? The phone rang, and Cody clutched it nervously. The other guests held their breath. The call was answered. He delivered his line, I miss you, with a look of deep affection, sending the host and the entire studio audience into a screaming frenzy. Then, my voice came through the speakers, saying Ava was in the shower. The live comments went absolutely insane, a waterfall of question marks. What? Was that a guy's voice? What did he say? Ava's in the shower? Is this something I'm allowed to hear? My goddess has a secret man at home, while I'm out here simping. The next second, Ava's voice, complaining about me changing her body wash, came through, and the comments exploded completely. Liam? Who the heck is Liam? He even knows her favorite body wash scent? They're definitely more than just friends. I tune into a variety show and find out my goddess is taken. But hey, I wouldn't mind seeing my goddess in the shower either. The entire screen was plastered with comments. And then, the most mortifying part, I hadn't even hung up the phone properly. It wasn't until Ava was yelling at me for supposedly peeking at her in the shower that Cody, flustered, finally ended the call. Even though he put on a long face and claimed he'd dialed the wrong number, the audience clearly wasn't buying it. What's the goddess up to? This has got to be some kinky stuff between lovers. I can't believe it. The Ice Queen is secretly into this kind of thing. So much for being unattainable. The host quickly tried to smooth things over, but the call interface, clearly showing Ava Moon as the contact, was broadcast on the big screen. And her uniquely cool, aloof vocal tone was unmistakable in the entertainment industry. The host announced a commercial break, and the live stream was abruptly cut. Though the live stream ended quickly, Ava Moon's name shot to the top of the trending charts within minutes. Hashtag Ava Moon hiding her boy toy. Hashtag Ava Moon versus peeping Tom boyfriend. Hashtag Ice Queen Ava Moon secretly loves strawberry body wash. Looking at these trending hashtags, my mind went completely blank. I finally understood what Brenda meant by boy toy. It was me. In this nationwide internet frenzy, I was the only one who didn't even get named. Among the comments, there were plenty of Ava and Cody Vance shippers, furiously flaming us. After all, their show was a hit, and fans were obsessed with the Ice Queen and adorkable rookie pairing. Many even believed they were a real-life couple. Cody had also subtly posted some cutesy, couple-like content and made suggestive remarks on variety shows. Now, Ava and I looked like the other woman and the cheater. I pressed my lips together. Ava, I think. I might have said the wrong thing back there. Ava lounged on the sofa, casually munching on a strawberry. Cody's the one who misspoke. What's it got to do with you? She mumbled. I looked at Brenda, confused. Brenda slapped her thigh, indignant. That Cody Vance is always trying to force a ship, leeching off our Ava's popularity. Even if it wasn't you trending with her today, it would have been him. Instead of honing his acting skills, he relies on these stupid rumors to grab attention. Ugh. I nodded, sort of understanding, but then worried if this would affect Ava's career. Anyway, Ava's at that age. Better to be taken by a familiar dog than some random one. We can rest easy that way. Brenda winked at Ava. This is a good chance for you two to just make it official. I can finally answer to your parents too. Hearing "make it official," my heart started hammering against my ribs. I slowly averted my gaze. Ava seemed to be studying my expression, then said, almost jokingly, "We'll see. No diamond ring, no deal." I forced a couple of dry laughs. Right. Brenda sighed, then started contacting her team to figure out how to handle the situation, all while consulting Ava for her input. I sat there, silently scrolling through the trending topics, but I kept feeling their eyes on me. Finally, they decided Ava would join the live variety show as a surprise guest via video call. And now, for our final surprise segment, the host announced excitedly, microphone in hand, after all other segments had concluded. Instantly, Ava's video feed appeared on the large screen behind the guests. Hello everyone, I'm Ava Moon. The Ava beside me was now fully made up, sitting ramrod straight on the sofa, a far cry from the girl who'd been curled up strawberries moments ago. She exuded an air of cool, unapproachable elegance. The guests on stage eagerly waved at Ava. The next second, I squeezed in beside her and waved at the camera too. Yabayuna, imlium. I gave an awkward smile. Ava subtly raised an eyebrow. The guests' eyes widened, and they started chattering. Ava, is this your boyfriend? He's my childhood best friend. I ran out of body wash at my place, so I came over to borrow his shower. The guests, clearly enjoying the drama, pressed on. Did the supermarket close down or something? Nice. Official roasting is always the most brutal. But Ava just tilted her head slightly, effortlessly deflecting the question. Then, we started taking random questions from the guests. A childhood friend dropping by, I can understand that. But accidentally answering his phone? Isn't that a bit too much of a stretch? Ava stated flatly. The phone cases were buy one get one free. I gave him the extra one. The phones look identical. It's perfectly normal to grab the wrong one. I nodded along. How does Liam know Ava likes strawberry-scented body wash? That's a pretty personal detail. Ava smoothed her hair. As childhood friends, we know even more personal things about each other. I kept nodding. Then, to verify the purity of our revolutionary friendship, the guest challenged Ava and me to a try-not-to-laugh game. We each had to hold a mouthful of water and stare at each other. If one of us laughed and sprayed water within 30 seconds, we'd lose, and the guest would get to impose a penalty. I took a mouthful of water, looking at Ava, her cheeks puffed out. In elementary school, Ava grew faster than me, ate more than me, and was constantly over at my house for dinner. Back then, she was just like she was now, mouth stuffed full, even joking about becoming my family's daughter-in-law, so she could eat my mom's famous chili every day. Remembering how she'd leaned close, smearing food grease from the corner of her mouth all over me, I couldn't help but chuckle. And then, I sprayed Ava right in the face. Ava froze for 2 seconds, silently swallowed the water in her mouth, then reached out and pinched my cheek. "Liam, are you trying to get yourself killed?" While I frantically wiped the water off Ava, the live comments were already about to crash the stream. I have become the most insignificant part of this little psychodrama. What am I, some kind of masochist, that you're showing me this? The new guy never stood a chance against the childhood sweetheart. Look at the way Ava's looking at him. That's not an innocent gaze. And she went straight for the cheek pinch. Her ears are totally red. My goddess is OOC. My dreams are shattered. Just then, Cody Vance suddenly leaned his face close to the video camera, frowning with concern. "Ava, are you okay? Is the water cold? Go change your clothes, quick. I'll bring you some cold medicine tonight." "Huh?" The water I sprayed hadn't even soaked into her clothes before I wiped it off. Besides, she didn't catch a cold from a full shower just now, so this level of concern was a bit much, wasn't it? Before the host could even try to salvage the situation, Ava said firmly, "No need. I'm not comfortable with casual colleagues coming to my home. Besides, Liam's here." Well, damn. After Ava said that, our relationship became even more ambiguously scandalous. The comment section went wild again. Ha ha. I knew Ava wasn't into Cody Vance. Turns out he's the one chasing her. The lady herself said it. Just a casual colleague. Bad actor trying to climb the ladder by forcing a ship. Serves him right getting shut down like that. All that manufactured PR drama, trying to make it seem like Ava was into Cody. Isn't a real, genuine childhood romance way better to ship? Are you guys missing the point? The point is the boy toy is there. Was he there? Where is he? I'm camping under her bed tonight to find out. Save me a spot upstairs. Me too. Seeing that the comments weren't going to die down anytime soon, the host proposed we move on to Ava's and my penalty. We had to show the audience the latest photo in each of our phone's photo albums. I clutched my phone, my heart pounding, because the newest photo saved on my phone was a still from Ava's show. In it, she was wearing a white school uniform, waving at the screen under the sunlight. Just like the Ava I knew, Ava glanced at me, perhaps sensing my nervousness, and smiled at the video screen. To protect the privacy of a non-celebrity, let's just look at mine. Her photo was of a few perfectly ordinary sunflowers. A flush crept up my ears, because only I knew that those sunflowers were the ones I'd given her a few days ago. What was she trying to say? The live stream ended, and before I could even ask Ava what the photo meant, the internet exploded again. Ava had called me a non-celebrity on the live stream, but some blue-check influencer dug up my social media profile, which had tens of thousands of followers. Childhood sweethearts? More like a pre-written script, if you ask me. Does anyone still believe in those cheesy romance novel plots these days? No body wash, so she borrows a shower and just happens to accidentally answer his phone. This minor influencer's ambition to climb the social ladder couldn't be more obvious. Seriously, this Liam guy's acting is top-notch. Pretending to be all camera shy. Even Cody Vance would have to give him a round of applause. Yes, I do have a social media account. My main gig is as a software developer, and in my spare time, I like to share code snippets. Only a handful of videos accidentally show my face. If that made me an influencer, then the intelligence of this generation of netizens was highly questionable. I continued scrolling through the user comments under the trending topic. Nowadays, everyone's desperate for fame. Just look at this script, written by a 5th grader probably, right? If you don't have body wash, just buy some. Doesn't a big shot's house have, like, an 8,000-acre supermarket attached? This scriptwriter isn't bold enough. I tell ya, even if they're childhood friends, they're old enough to know better, right? Sharing a bathroom? Trying to make a physical relationship sounds so innocent. It's disgusting. Ava Moon always acts like such an ice queen, but in the end, she ends up with some internet celebrity. Another celebrity relationship crashing and burning with the classic, he's my childhood friend excuse. If he were really her childhood friend, how come he's only being revealed now? They hit it pretty well. The one I feel sorriest for is Cody Vance, falsely labeled as a desperate chaser. And when he showed concern, he was dismissed as a casual colleague. Group hug for Cody. Meanwhile, my DMs on my social media account hit 999 plus unread, all filled with disgusting, abusive messages. If you're a real man, stop trying to ride a woman's coattails. Even manual labor is better than being a kept man. You damn clout-chasing snake. You hurt my idol. Why don't you just go die? Even the code I'd painstakingly shared over several years was reported and taken down. Middle of the night, I tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. So this was the power of keyboard warriors? My phone screen suddenly lit up. It was Cody Vance, tagging me on social media. I'll cherish everything from a show. Off-screen, please take good care of Ava. The accompanying picture was a 9-photo grid of him crying, taken from what looked like 18 different angles. Getting this pushed to my feed in the middle of the night was truly malicious, especially since he'd pulled his collar so low. The outline of his abs was vaguely visible. The fan comments below were, naturally, a cascade of sympathy. If Ava Moon doesn't like you, she's blind. I pick you. I pick you, Cody Vance. We'll protect Cody's abs from now on. Seriously? This photo, practically a meme, reeked of playing the victim. How were his fans still feeling sorry for him? There were also some skirmishes in the comments between Ava's fans and Cody's fans. Look at that. Our Ava just told the truth, and your idol is acting like this. Have fans of certain Ava been marinating their mouths for years to get that much salt? No matter how much you defend her, your goddess still got snatched by some nobody, right? I think Liam and Ava are a better match. Way easier on the eyes than some drama queen. Is Liam your ancestor or something? He's clearly just a boy toy she sleeps with. Stop trying to pretty it up. The rest of the comments became increasingly unreadable. I took a deep breath. I wonder how Ava was doing. It was so late. She was probably asleep. I shoved my phone under my pillow, planning to sleep until morning and ask her about it then. The next morning, I opened my phone to another 999 plus unread notifications on my social media. I was about to shove my phone back under the pillow and go back to sleep when I saw that Ava had also tagged me last night. Her post was only about 40 minutes after Cody Vance's. 3 simple words, truly childhood friends. The 9-photo grid included one of me as a kid, forced to wear a dress, with her beside me laughing so hard you could see her tonsils. One from our middle school graduation where she jumped on my back, yanking my hair. And one from our high school graduation, her in a t-shirt, smiling brightly beside me. And in the center, that photo of the sunflowers. Every single picture brought back a flood of memories. The comment section below was also filled with netizens' reactions. Holy crap, she even has those deep-cut, embarrassing photos like him in a dress. Definitely real childhood friends. All you dirty-minded people, bet you feel stupid now, huh? Can't the entertainment world have some sweet, innocent romance? Fastest Ava has ever posted. When it comes to true love, the goddess bravely shows her true, dorky self. Who gets it? Aren't you shipping the Ice Queen and the adorkable rookie? Ava didn't delete these teasing comments. She even pinned one and replied to it. Pinned comment. Am I the only one who noticed those sunflowers? There's definitely a story behind them. Ava's reply. The boy toy gave them to me. This ambiguous, yet tantalizing reply made netizens even more brazen in their DIY interpretations of our relationship. Ava even picked a few more to reply to. Netizen, what? I want to hear the details of the story. Ava, the end. Netizen, why not buy your own body wash? Why leech off the boy toy? Ava, strategic budgeting. Netizen, really childhood friends? Why are you only revealing it now? Must be scripted actors. Ava, programmer life, 24/7 grind. This programmer felt personally attacked. And what was with that slightly resentful tone of hers? Soon, people followed the trail from my comment section and found Ava's alt account, an account named Short Stack, which had liked every single one of my posts and would occasionally reply in the middle of the night with things like, working late again? Going bald yet? Coded yourself to death. A far cry from Ava Moon's public image as a cool ice queen. My DMs were also flooded with her fans' well wishes. Work will kill you. Better to go home and take good care of our girl. Boo-hoo-hoo. This programmer's heart felt a chill. The entire internet's sentiment instantly flipped from pitying poor Cody Vance for his unrequited love to hoping brother Liam the boy toy would get off work sooner. Although Cody Vance went radio silent, the comments under his 9-photo crying grid started getting bombarded. A top-like comment. Three's a crowd, Cody. Maybe take your abs and go home. Brenda King moved quickly too, posting our high school graduation photo and a lawyer's letter. In the graduation photo, everyone looked endearingly awkward. The picture was a bit blurry, but Ava was still strikingly beautiful. I was standing behind her, playfully pinching her ear, and she was laughing with wild abandon, radiating youthfulness like a little pixie. My goddess is still a goddess, even when pixelated. Who gets it? It feels like Ava is actually enjoying it. Another actor just barely touched her hair before, and she dodged him like he had the plague. Talk about saving herself. Even the goddess's hair belongs to her childhood friend. No other mutt can touch. I hadn't actually noticed that before. When Ava and I fooled around, there was always physical contact. She'd even proactively put her hands on my waist, rubbing back and forth. Her excuse? Helping my future girlfriend check the quality of the goods. I'd often retaliate by sweeping her up into my arms, letting her kick and squirm in the air until she begged for mercy and admitted she was wrong. Some gossip sites also published a deep dive article. Ava Moon's childhood sweetheart. Real or fake? In the article, an anonymous insider revealed, I was in the same grade as a M in high school. She was genuinely gorgeous, and everyone knew she had this childhood friend, the kind you've known since you were in diapers. M's personality back then was pretty much the same as now, an ice princess. But in front of her childhood friend, she was a total goofball. They were basically attached at the hip, always together after school. Even though they called each other bros, pretty much no one believed there wasn't something more. Is there really such a thing as a purely platonic friendship between a guy and a girl? Gossip tidbit. M genuinely had no pursuers in high school. You know why? Though I wonder if M, now that she's in showbiz, still thinks her childhood friend is good enough for her. The comments were split. One side had fans exclaiming over Ava's surprising cute side, demanding that she and I be locked in together. The other side questioned the informant's authenticity, demanding to see a graduation certificate. Only my mind was fuzzy, fixated on the word from the article. If Ava was so beautiful, why did no one pursue her in high school? Before high school, Ava always dressed like a tomboy. Once high school started, for some reason, she had a sudden transformation. Not only did she grow her hair long, but she also, uncharacteristically, started wearing skirts. As winter turned to summer, Ava, in her short-sleeved shirts, developed noticeable curves. My former bro, who I used to sling my arm around, suddenly had her desk crammed with love letters. Her desk was always piled with sodas and snacks. Even during basketball practice, my teammates would instinctively whistle at Ava when they made a slam dunk. I finally realized Ava was different. While the other students around us, pulling all-nighters studying, looked sallow-faced with dark circles under their eyes, she remained fair-skinned and vibrant, like a freshly pulled radish. I started teasing her, asking if she'd forget her old buddy, me. Once she had a whole harem of admirers. Ava just rolled her eyes back then, saying men were like clothes, but I was her eternal boy toy. Then, overnight, all her pursuers vanished. I joked that it must be because she was too fierce. That's why no one dared to keep chasing her. Hearing that, she twisted my ear and said she was saving herself for her future boyfriend. At that time, I didn't dare tell her that I was secretly a little pleased. Though I couldn't say if it was love, I liked spending time with Ava, even selfishly hoping she could only be with me. Then, high school graduation. After high school graduation, I chose to study on the East Coast, while she was discovered by a talent scout during her freshman year of college and officially entered the entertainment industry. During those nights far away, my feelings for Ava became clearer and clearer. I desperately wanted to be back by her side, even if it was just near her. During that time, I was pulling all-nighters in a library on the other side of the country, cramming for papers, while she slowly became a household name. When I graduated, I received offers from many internationally renowned tech companies, but I turned them all down. All I wanted was to come back to see her. I remember she was the one who picked me up from the airport. The moment we met, she rushed over, her nose a little red. Why didn't you bring back a fancy East Coast girlfriend for me to see? She squeezed herself into my arms, tilting her head up. I just teased. None of them are as good as my superstar. Ava's voice seemed to hold back a sob. Then why were you gone for so many years? If you hadn't come back soon, I would have. She didn't finish her sentence, but my heart, from the moment I saw her, began to pound violently. Later, even though she moved in next door to me, I couldn't be as carefree around her as before, because I had other intentions. I wanted her to be her boyfriend. Now, seeing all the talk online, I was afraid my little secret crush wouldn't stay hidden much longer. If she found out I had liked her for a long time, would she disappear from my world? Will we not even be friends anymore? Just then, Brenda, her agent, called again. Liam, I'm not trying to nag you, but are you going to make a move or not? Ava's practically feeding herself to you on a silver platter. Why don't you just take a bite? If you'd just gotten a clue back in high school and realized Ava's intentions, you'd have a kid in elementary school by now. What did she mean? Ava, like me too? Brenda shrieked from the other end of the line. You really are clueless, aren't you? Why else do you think all those love letters to Ava suddenly stopped overnight? Because she was saving herself for you. So back then, that thing she said, Ava was saying it to me. I scrolled through the 10 gigabytes of Ava Moon photos on my phone, lost in thought about the past. Back then, Ava and I were just aimlessly wandering around the school track when a few guys suddenly walked towards us. I remembered they were the ones who had whistled at Ava on the basketball court and even publicly confessed their feelings for her on the school stage. I sized them up carefully. Not that handsome. Nose not as high as mine. Shorter than me. Even their pecs weren't well developed. I tilted my head up smugly. As the guys walked past us, I caught snippets of their conversation. Too fierce. Probably jealous. Does she have to be like that? I glanced at Ava beside me. It must have been her usual icy demeanor that had thrown a bucket of cold water on these pursuers. So, I started lecturing her about not being so fierce. Ava, while saying she had to save herself, grabbed my hand and led me around the track, lap after lap, until there wasn't another student in sight. Thinking about it now, did I completely miss the crucial point from the very beginning? I needed to know the answer. So, I picked up my phone, found her pinned chat on Messenger. Short stack, you coming home tonight? Yeah, wait for me tonight. Got something to tell you. She replied almost instantly. I smiled and typed a few more words. Good, because I have something to tell you too. That evening, hearing the door to the apartment next door open, I followed her in. The next second, I jerked back out, my face burning. Ava was taking off her clothes, changing into loungewear. Even if it was just for a split second, I saw her smooth back, her lines even more defined than in her student days, and partially hidden by her dark hair. My heart was pounding like crazy. I couldn't help but yell, "Didn't you know I was coming in?" I knew. Then why? Why? Were you just changing clothes? I'm changing clothes in my own home. Is there a problem? I just wanted to facepalm. If any other guy had walked in, he definitely wouldn't have backed out like I did. A few minutes later, she shuffled to her doorway in slippers, raising an eyebrow, signaling me to come in. Things are sorted out, right? No more fans harassing you. Ava handed me a container of strawberries. I took the strawberries and went to the kitchen to wash them. I'm pretty amazing, right? Go on, thank your savior. Actually, not posting that picture of me in a dress would have been fine too. Knowing she was about to launch into some off-the-wall remarks, I quickly stuffed a strawberry into her mouth. Even though I'd mentally prepared myself back in my place, actually standing in front of Ava, I became cautious all over again. I silently pulled out my phone and searched how to confess to your crush. The comments below were a depressing chorus of the person you like doesn't like you back. If they're not making a move, they're not into you. If they loved you, they wouldn't let you suffer with a one-sided crush. I swallowed hard. Was it really like that? My sharp eyes even spotted a reply in the comments. I bet among the people searching this topic, there's definitely Ava Moon's clueless childhood friend. Everyone else was answering the question seriously. Why did this particular individual have to be so outstandingly perceptive? Below that, there was a comment with tens of thousands of likes. Tell the boy toy to just go for it. Pounce, kiss her hard, and see if Ava Moon pushes him away. I held my breath, unconsciously gripping my phone tighter. Did I really have to be that direct? The next second, a slender, fair finger tapped my screen, leaving a bright red like on that very comment. Aha! A stampede of wild horses thundered through my mind. Ava had been right beside me the whole time, and I hadn't even noticed, and she used my account to like it. This planet was no longer big enough for me. Ava looked at me, grinning. Just do what the comment says. See if I push you away. Am I not making a move? If she loved him, how could she let him suffer with a one-sided crush? My mind buzzed like countless fireworks exploding, and then, as if possessed, I leaned down and kissed Ava. Then, I gently pulled back. The next second, Ava hooked her arms around my neck and kissed me back, her lips moving against mine, almost clumsily, nibbling at my lower lip. I don't know how long passed before we finally broke apart. Her cheeks were flushed. Aren't you going to offer yourself to me completely? She whispered. I nodded. All yours. She joyfully leaped onto my back, grabbing my hair and yelling, This is Ava Moon's. Her hand slid to my cheek. This is Ava Moon's. Then it slid to my chest, giving it a squeeze. This is Ava Moon's too. Even though the atmosphere was great, that was so typically you, Ava. I clenched my jaw, letting Ava's hands roam, igniting little fires all over me until I carried her to the bedroom and closed the door. The next morning, the moment I opened my eyes, I saw Ava snuggled in my arms, blinking her big eyes at me. So, she had liked me all along. So, We had loved each other for a long time. As we lay there, looking at each other, she suddenly burrowed her head under the covers, her voice muffled. Dream finally came true. That sounded like there was more to the story. I unceremoniously dug her out from under the covers. What really happened back in high school? Ava's face suddenly flushed crimson. She turned her back to me, presenting me with the back of her head. I was afraid if you knew someone was chasing me, you'd really lose interest in me, so I told them you're my boyfriend. We just couldn't date openly because of school rules, but we were secretly together, and I also said, you were a very jealous person, wouldn't even let me look at another guy, let alone a golden retriever. If anyone confessed to me again, you would. I smiled calmly. So that was the missing piece. Though I wanted to stuff her back under the covers right then, I feigned nonchalance. You would what? You would break their legs. No wonder those guys back then were muttering about how fierce she was. No wonder the track emptied out so quickly when we were strolling around. Insert forced smile emoji. Seeing me silent, Ava turned around and asked cautiously, "Are you angry?" I shook my head. If I had known years ago that I already held the title of Ava Moon's boyfriend, I definitely wouldn't have waited until now to exercise my rights. You're smiling very dangerously, she mumbled, pressing her lips together. You bet I am. I've got years to make up for. In the afternoon, we were woken up by a call from Brenda. Her shrill voice pierced through the phone. You're trending again? Deal with it yourselves. Turns out, that comment Ava liked using my account last night had been discovered. The comments section on my social media profile had already exploded. Bro, you actually searched how to confess to your crush? So how'd it go? Did it work? At Ava Moon, the whole world knows your boy toy has a crush on you. Honestly, I just care if this bro pounced or not. Did he kiss her hard? A whole night has passed with no updates. At this point, the boy toy is either still in bed or his body's already been dumped. I hesitated, unsure how to handle it. After all, Ava was a public figure. If I replied inappropriately, it might affect her. The next second, Ava snatched my phone and posted an update using my social media account. He didn't get pushed away. This is Ava Moon. The comments instantly blew up. Aha! My goddess, why aren't you playing harder to get? Did the boy toy get you that easily? Ava Moon used the boy toy's phone? Were they together last night? The whole night. Someone kill me now to spice things up for the goddess and her boy toy. Today, I officially declare that sweet romance is the G. Oh, T. Ava then handed me her own phone, raising an eyebrow in a clear gesture. On her social media account, I posted that screenshot from her show that I had saved on my phone. Live variety show game challenge. Latest photo in my album. This is Liam. Bonus chapter 1. Ava Moon started filming a new series, playing a noble queen. I went to visit her on set, bringing several boxes of strawberries. From a distance, I saw Ava in a sleek, form-fitting gown, teetering on 4-inch heels, her long black hair intricately styled up. She exuded the aura of an unapproachable queen. When she spotted me, she disregarded the heels she was wearing and came stumbling over, throwing herself into my arms. My little boy toy came to see Mommy. I wanted to smack her on the head, but noticing the snickering crew members around us, I gritted my teeth and endured it. She dragged me into her trailer. Once inside, she immediately draped herself all over me, muttering, "These heels are too high. I'm so tired." Looking at her swollen ankles, I carefully helped her take off her shoes. "Let me blow on them. It'll make it better," I said, my voice full of concern, gently blowing on her feet. The next second, Ava slipped her foot under my shirt collar, wiggling it against my chest, and raised an eyebrow. "Call me your majesty," I chuckled, holding her foot through the fabric, pressed against my chest. "Your majesty, allow me to massage your feet. Is your majesty's back sore? Shall I rub it for you? Tonight, perhaps you'll allow me to serve you properly?" Bonus chapter 2. The first time I met Liam was in kindergarten. No dramatic hero saves the damsel scenario. We just got closer and closer. In middle school, I had no concept of beauty or ugliness. I was a total tomboy, laughing and joking around with him like one of the guys. Until graduation day, a girl secretly called me into the hallway, her face flushed, and asked me to help deliver a love letter to Liam. Looking at the girl with her long hair and short skirt, I suddenly felt a pang of something. Liam was no longer that little kid who used to be shorter than me. Now he could call me Short Stack, and on the basketball court, he made girls shriek with excitement. So I was scared. I was scared Liam would say yes to her. I even had dark thoughts about throwing that love letter away. I knew what this terrifying possessiveness meant. I liked him. Fortunately, in the end, Liam didn't care about the letter at all, saying having me as his buddy was enough. Starting high school, I grew my hair long, started wearing skirts, and even intentionally or unintentionally initiated physical contact with Liam. Who knew this silly dog would be so adorably clueless? He even happily helped me pick out which of my admirers was better. So, I told those admirers that Liam was my boyfriend, and I casually spread a few little rumors about him. High school went smoothly. Everyone knew about our relationship except him. Unfortunately, we still ended up going to different colleges. I didn't want my feelings to trap him in one place. He deserved to explore a wider world. To make sure he could still see me, I accepted the Talent Scout's offer and entered the entertainment industry. Later, he came back. This time, I was going to bring my boy toy home for good. The end.